Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez and today's video is a hopefully not too long but quick editing video going over this image here on the screen from a recent photo shoot that I did with a photographer friend and her daughter. I'm actually working on a behind the scenes video from this photo shoot. I'm just not done editing those photos, so I thought it'd be fun to just edit one of those photos that I really liked from that photo shoot with you guys here for a video. Before I start editing though, I do want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Adorama. Adorama is an industry-leading retailer that has been serving photography, videography, and audio customers for almost 50 years now. Their motto is everyone is a creator, and they do their best to unleash that creator within us all by providing us with the tools and expertise necessary to get the job done. I personally shop at Adorama for both the great deals and products I use and recommend, but also the great customer service on those products as well. If you find yourself interested in any product that I talk about in today's video, check out the links that will be in the description area below and be sure to use those links if you decide to order. Okay, so here is the photo on the screen of Anna, who was the subject of that photo shoot, and I want to go over the settings really quickly. I was at ISO 200 instead of ISO 100, which is a native ISO on my camera, and I was at 1/200th of a second. And if you guys are curious about those settings, well, I wanted the amount of ambient light that's showing up in the shot how it is. I could have used ISO 100 and 100th of a second for the same exposure, but I felt like my hands were shaky that day, so I instead raised the ISO just a tiny bit and used a little bit of a faster shutter speed, one stop faster, and I got the same results, but avoiding the motion blur that I thought was going to happen with my hands that day. If you guys are curious about the lighting, really quickly, I'll show you guys the behind the scenes, but from a different outfit that we had. The lighting was the Flashpoint Explorer 300 Pro on the right with a 34-inch Glow Beauty dish, and I think it was an Explorer 600 original, or no, the Explorer 600 Pro on the camera left there with a 12 by 56 inch glow strip softbox. The very first thing that I'm going to do is I feel like this image is a little bit bright in terms of the ambient. So even though I did aim for a little bit of ambient for this photo, I do want to reduce it just a tiny bit. So I'm going to click on over here the masking. You can do Shift W. I'm going to click subject right here, or actually background, which is everything but the subject. So that's going to just isolate her and just select everything but her. I'm going to use this to kind of just lower the exposure of everything but her. So let's see if that got the job right. So yeah, that's obviously way too much. So I do want to just reduce it back to 0. And I think I just want to reduce it just a tiny bit, like maybe 0.4. 0.4 is pretty good actually. Now that I like the background ambient to her, I'm going to just zoom in on her eyes really quickly. So I'm going to hold down the space bar, click on the eyes. I usually do want to bring them up a little bit. So I'm going to click the plus and then click brush and then paint. Actually, let me just raise it over here, the exposure a tiny bit to like 0.3, and just paint a little bit over the eyes. And I do have the feather at 100, the flow at 60, and the density at 60 as well. So let's see what I just did right now. I'm going to delete it and then take it back, and I feel like it can be a little bit brighter, so I will do that. I'm going to click the mask over here and just maybe go to let's see, 0.6. 0.6 is pretty good. Just paint a little bit more here right at the edge of the hat, and I think it's gonna be good there. Now I'm gonna go and click the plus, click brush again. I do have a preset for eyes, so I'm gonna click on eyes, and you can see the different settings right there, and just go really quickly over the eyes. And here is the before and here is the after, and it's pretty good. It's not too much at all. And now that I have that brighter area on the eyes, then I will be a little bit more creative with the color, which I was already knowing that I'm going to do in the terms of editing for this photo. I will click on K, which takes me out of the masking area, or you can just click that right there. And now I will click the temperature slider and just raise it a tiny bit to maybe 5600. And since I did it raise the warmth level, the color temperature, I usually have to kind of add magenta to counter that, so I'm going to do that as well. And I think maybe 22, maybe I'll reduce it to 5500, and I think it's good there. Now I'm going to reduce, or not reduce, but scroll all the way to the bottom, and the calibration section, the blue primary saturation slider. This is one that I usually mess with first. I adjust the colors saturation first for most of my photos, but for this one I just wanted to fix the exposure just a little bit. I'm going to raise the saturation slider to maybe 60. I think the oranges are too strong. I am going to sharpen it just a little bit to 60, and then I will reduce the saturation of the orange just a little bit to 15. I think was good. And now with the reduction of the orange, I know that I do want to change the hue of the greens, so that's going to be right there, the hue. I'm going to go to the green slider and just have fun with it. Maybe I'll go like very far and go to like -40, and then go to the luminance and see how that looks like with a maybe a little bit lower at -20. Maybe I'll also increase the saturation of that as well. So let's go to the green and maybe raise it up to maybe 50. I think that looks good there. I do want to adjust the greens a little bit more, but I'm going to do that in Photoshop. And for now, I think if anything, I feel like the highlights are a tiny bit strong. So I'm going to go to the whites and go to -20. They're much better now, but now go to actual highlight slider and go to like -10. Actually, you know what? -20 is going to be good too. So -20. The last thing actually that I would do is probably just reduce the exposure of the ground right here because I feel like it's a little bright. But that's probably just a brick color. So I might just adjust that in Photoshop using the generative fill tool. I think for now, I am gonna just do one last adjustment brush, which is gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna click plus, go to brush, and then do one more brush, just very gradual over the face and a little bit of the body right there. If you're curious about what's being affected, I always raise the exposure way too high to see exactly what I'm doing, and then just start to lower it and lower it. And I think at maybe 0.6, it looks good. So if you guys are curious about how it looks like before, it's gonna be right there, before and after. You know, now that I see it, the before and after, it looks a little too bright, so I'm gonna go to 0.4. And now I'm finally done. Let's see the before and after. So this is the before, before, and after. Big difference. And now I'm gonna export this photo into Photoshop and work on it a little bit more. Okay, so here is Anna in Photoshop now, and our processed photo, or processed in Lightroom photo. And now let's go ahead and just edit this photo. One thing I want to say ahead of time is that the model and her mom both wanted me to liquify her a bit in terms of the hip area. So just keep that in mind. I know it's a bit of a sensitive subject, a sensitive topic. So I wanted to just explain that ahead of time rather than just saying that I'm gonna liquify this and that. They actually requested it in this case. I am gonna run my time saver action, which all it does is creates different things. Like it does a little bit of the frequency separation layers, it does a little bit of the organization in terms of dodge and burn layers, and it also has a colors layer. Even though I need to fine tune this action a little bit because I don't really use these three ones here. I use, if anything, I use one for the skin and one for the background, but aside from that, I don't really use any other ones aside from those two. I'm gonna just minimize these really quickly because if anything, in terms of like skin retouching for this photo, I don't really think there needs to be much done to this photo. If anything, maybe the knee there, not much honestly. So I'm gonna click on the color layer, and again, this is frequency separation. All I have to do is just click on the color layer, and then I have the wet brush right here, or the mixer brush, and I'm just gonna click on areas of the skin where I think it could be a little bit softer. Okay, I think I am done with the frequency separation on the skin. I will just click it off and on so you guys can see exactly what I did. So this is the before, and this is the after, before, after. There definitely was some hot spots on the skin, so I did reduce that with frequency separation. Now what I'll do is maybe just a little bit of dodge and burning. The photo already has a good amount of depth, so I don't think I'll need to do much other than just brighten certain areas. I probably will fast forward to that part as well, but typically I just kind of brighten the center of the limb and darken the sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that now. And I think I'm pretty much done with the dodge and burn. So it's not that hardcore on the dodge and burn. So I will show you the before and after. So here's the before, here's the after, before, after. Now I'll do colors, and then I'll finish the photo off with the liquify that I mentioned I'm gonna do. For colors, I don't think I will mess with the skin so much because what I'm gonna adjust right now with the background layer is gonna just do the job. So let's see if I'm correct or not. I will click on the layer. This is all this is a selective color layer adjustment layer. So let's see, selective color adjustment layer. I will zoom out. All I do is just play around with the sliders. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have fun with it and see what I like or don't like, and then I'll show you guys the results. And I think I'm done. I did adjust the blacks like this so you guys can see on different areas that I adjusted the blacks. I didn't adjust the whites. I actually might do that right now, but this is the reds, this is the yellows, and this is the greens. Okay, I did nothing to the green, even though I did think that I was going to adjust that a lot. I think the majority of the green adjustment was going to be in Lightroom anyway, but the whites, because there are usually like, it usually affects the highlights. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to just see what that looks like. And I do like it when it's like lighter like this, because I was looking at the highlights right here on top of her head. But I think after that, I think I'm good. I'm going to leave it like that. And now the only thing that I'm going to do now is just maybe a little bit of, I'll do Liquify first, and then I will remove some of the wrinkles that are on the sides of the dress. I think I'll be done after that. In order to kind of just liquify the entire image as it is, I will click on this layer above the colors grouping. I'm gonna get a blank layer, move it out of the grouping just to be a little bit more organized. And then after this blank layer is on top, I'm gonna just hit Control Alt Shift E. That should be Command Option Shift E, maybe. Whatever the Control Alt Shift E version is on Mac. I'm gonna click on that, and it's gonna make a copy of everything that I've done so far on its own layer. And now I'll click on Filter, Liquify, then liquify the photo. So I'll just fast forward through that. Okay, so finally done with the liquify. Let me just recenter the image, and here is the before and here's the after. And I know, again, this is a very touchy subject in terms of like photo integrity. Keep in mind that there are certain poses that would have resulted in this look here. So if anything, it's an error on my part, it's a mistake on my part. I should have posed her better to get these results. The very last things that I would do to this photo is just distraction removal. So I will just skip that and just end the video because I don't want this video to be too long. That's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely open to feedback because sometimes I feel like I rush these videos, but I'm trying to show you guys as much as I can without being too long of a video. Again, hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to give one last thanks to Adorama for sponsoring this video, because when they sponsor my stuff, it allows me to keep making free content for you guys. So definitely check them out. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the very next video.